Hey, yo, this is another video. Okay, this is about St. Patrick. All right, St. Patrick himself. Um, uh, Throughout my years, I never really, as a child, growing up through school, we were in school, and they were like, "It's St. Patrick's Day, and everybody wears green, right?" Okay, even in when you go up in even in the hood, like they have people wearing green, but we don't realize why. But we have highly melanated beings, or so-called black people. We have as much as a tie to Ireland as anybody, because let me not to. I don't want you to think like me. I just want you to hear where I'm coming from. All continents were once together, and you have Pangea, to where the point was um, where Atlantis or Lemuria, um, it was all one. It all broke apart. You have, just like you have all continents broke apart, you got to put those continents back together. That means you're putting yourself back together. So, okay. Now, the story goes with Saint Patrick. He's venerated or looked upon with grace because he was he ran the snakes out of Ireland. Now, this is like a double entendre. Now, the people say now. One day I was like, snakes. There's no snakes in Ireland, really at all. Period. So I was like, how can you run something like that, like out of like something that's so low to the ground that can go into the ground and you can get rid of them like that? Like people can't even do that now. With pest control, you gotta like have like a snake away, which is like mothballs or whatever, it's just crushed up, and that smell keeps them away out of that location. So now you think about it. How can that's a whole vicinity like a piece of like a really of a landmass. Ireland, how can you get rid of snakes? It's not talking about in general, like literally like a physical snake. Now what they're talking about now, let me give you a word so you can go ahead and look this up. You can pause this video uh, and look this up yourself. Okay, the word is Kundalini, Kundalini. This word you can find in mythologies all over. Kundalini, right? Okay, so here we go. 3 minutes in, making great time. So if highly melanated people or so-called black people, or if you're in the United States, African American people, so-called African American people, as the title is given to you. So if you got to think about it, we are the ones. Everybody has a Kundalini inside of them, but uh, highly melanated people or so-called black people, they or we 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 have access to the pineal gland. So by drinking a lot of water, drink a lot of water. If you listening to me, if you out there, drink a lot of not sink water, not really drinking water like that, but it's different types of water you can find to decalcify your pineal gland and supposed to really turn it into a crystal. So um, so that's why I say drink water, good like a good type of water, and I'm gonna give you a good hint too. Also, drink pineapple juice. Trust me, it helps. Um, so you got to think about it. Now there were pygmies, or looked at as the Twa people. They're short people of dark descent, highly melanated people, so-called black people, right? Now there's really no pygmies in Ireland anymore. Just like in Tasmania, in Australia, they took a whole lot of those pygmies out and killed them, slaughtered them. So they were doing is making way for new in lands for people that really wasn't there, and to sprinkle them in and put in mythology. The Saint Patrick, he was able to distinguish um, distinguish the snakes or get rid of, extinguish the snakes, not distinguish, extinguish them or get rid of them. But you got to think about it. That's the same. If that's the same thing that happened in Australia, now you got to go back to the Pope. A saint is like another version of a Pope. Now, Pope, he's like overall, like damn near all the saints. But we don't realize in Rome, the Pope sanctioned slavery and made it okay. But we have people that's into Catholicism that actually um, or venerate or look at the Pope as the closest thing to God, or just as a messenger, as in Muhammad, like the messenger of Allah. So you got to think about it. If Saint Patrick ran out all the snakes out of Ireland, that means they venerate him for killing a mass amounts of dark skinned, highly melanated so-called black people. There is no snakes, like physical snakes, in Ireland. They're talking about black people, and this is perfect because St. Patrick's Day of this year, 2021, is March the 13th. Okay, that's a Saturday. So Saturn is Saturday. So, and that's where Saturn is a planet that's actually connected to the star Sirius. And the star Sirius is Iset or Isis and Set. So, that's hilarious. It's on Saturday. So, um, if St. Patrick was able to um, make a law to actually kill and push out the snake people or the Kundalini people, which is us as highly melanated so-called black people. That means he's venerated for slaughtering and killing people that look just like me. So, and people look up to the Pope and St. Patrick, and we have so-called black people or highly melanated people that actually celebrate this, but we don't know what we're celebrating. So anytime there's like a holiday, know what you celebrating. You just like you, it's like you blind to everything. We just do it because they give you a day to do it, and you just want to wear green and just to be festive or be happy. But realize your ancestors are actually from, like if you're a so-called black person, highly melanated person, and you watching this video and you actually celebrate St. Patrick's Day, your ancestors would love to spit in your face. They actually turn their back on you. So the things that you're actually doing when you're on that day and you like drinking green beer and wearing green, yes, we are the original leprechauns. Remember, the leprechaun is short, just like the pygmies. What does the leprechaun say in all his movies? He said, "You got me gold. You stole me land. He said, I'd kill you for it. I'd kill you for it." So if he's saying he'll kill you for it, that means what? It's something you took from him. Because you wouldn't feel that mad because unless someone took something from you, right? Okay. So if you ever watch the Leprechaun movies, watch them. And there's when he went out of space, um, Nunez, forget his first name, Nunez. He was in. It's funny. Now this is I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how tricky Hollywood is. Now Nunez, he played in the movie. He was in the movie Life, and when he was in the movie Life, he ended up playing Biscuit, which was an actual homosexual. The movie is, you'll know it as, with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. The movie Life, and he played Biscuit, a homosexual, and in a homosexual in jail. Okay, and when you watch the movie Joanna Man, he plays a man plays a man that's in the WNBA dressed as a woman. So you got to realize those two movies came after um, Leprechaun in Space, when he was he ended up being the hero of that film. If you watch that movie Leprechaun in Space, he is the hero of that film. So they get, and in Hollywood, if you get that one movie to where you're doing something and you look at it as venerated as a hero, pretty much, or if you're a highly melanated person or a black person doing that, they're gonna do like the opposite to you in different movies. Um, like I said with Nunez, his that character when he was the hero, he had to take those two roles in those two different movies where he had to play as a female dressed in the WNBA as a man dressing as a woman, and Joanna Man, and in life when he was a homosexual. But the same thing when Ving Rhames, he was in Rosewood and he had to be in a movie. I forget the name of the movie where he had to dress as a woman. You'll probably know what I'm talking about. He dressed, and then also in Pulp Fiction when he was raped by the police officer and had to be saved by Bruce Willis's character in Pulp Fiction. So that's what I'm saying. You get that one role when you playing the um, hero role, but they're gonna diminish your manhood as much as possible, possible. So when you get that one role when you're the hero, they're gonna try to diminish your character or the characters you play in these different other films. So I'm going back to Saint Patrick. So if we're if certain people are venerating Saint Patrick is a mass murderer. Like because he sanctioned this to happen. So yeah, if I say fuck Saint Patrick. Pretty much, man. Keep it real. I keep it real as motherfucking possible. Saint Patrick is that is one of the biggest hoaxes ever, ever. Like if we really look into it, we can really get some clarity. So I was somewhere and I saw something. I was like, hey, I should just get it because I know they're gonna try to mix in some foolishness. So here we go. And pay attention. Listen to the wording. I got some snakes. I bought them as pets from Africa.
Go ahead, Lugard. I brought no pets from Africa. Ask for crawling creatures. I brought no pets from Africa. Ask for crawling creatures. Oh, powerful God of the earth, bring forth crawling creatures. Show your power. Show it now. Lugard has proven the power of the gods. Therefore, I declare him servants, crawling creatures of the earth. In the name of God, I command you to leave, never to be seen in Ireland again. How'd he do that? He spoiled our whole trick. Shut up, you fool! Crawling creatures of the earth. In the name of God, I command you to leave, never to be seen in Ireland again. How'd he do that? He spoiled our whole trick. Shut up, you fool! Out with Lugard! Patrick is right! His is the true God. Patrick's God has won! Put Milo and Lugard in chains. Patrick's God has won! Put Milo and Lugard in chains. No one should be a slave to another. All of us belong only to God. Let's get out of here! have my permission to teach whatever you wish, Patrick. Consider Ireland your home.
Ireland is Patrick's home.
So he said no one should be a slave to another, right? So why didn't the Pope ordain there should be slavery? You look it up yourself. Now I showed you something. And if you really want to see if I'm telling the truth or he's just blowing smoke, look up the actual mythology or the story of Saint Patrick or the Pope ordaining slavery, and he just went against what the Pope. See, Catholicism, but he's actually stepping on the other's foot. Roman or Rome is like all the same thing. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is our people, we should not be celebrating St. Patrick. We should actually be thinking about our ancestors that were slaughtered by St. Patrick. Peace. When I say nigga, that's not a bad thing. Because remember, white people, it's just a mispronunciation of the word naga, negus, inger, negus, naga. That means the snakes. Okay, the snakes inside of you. So when they say it out of hate, oh, I hate you, you nigger, or whatever it is, they saying it because they know who we really are, but they actually they're frustrated and anger. All you gotta do is say, hey, you just mispronounced that. You probably have a bad meaning of it. Let me enlighten you or give you some information, like our people gave your so-called ancestors. We taught you how to stand up and how to walk and not to shit and pee in the streets. So let me just continue that tradition, and you just enlighten them, saying, hey, you just mispronounced what our ancestors we called each other. All right, peace, niggas.